My name is Carissa Kent. I'm the Director of Fundraising and Marketing and Grants for Back to Nature Wildlife Refuge. Our mission is to rescue, rehabilitate, raise, and release Florida native injured wildlife. We've taken the whole spectrum of wildlife that is Florida native, and our goal is to release them back into the wild. The ones that we cannot release back into the wild, we keep as educational ambassadors so they don't have to be euthanized. So right now, we have quite a bit of crowd here. We have some screech owl. This is Weems, and he was actually kicked out of the nest by his mom. He's got a crossbeak, so he can't eat very well. We also have a gopher tortoise in the back. The reason that we care for these animals is their injuries or they're being orphaned, and we would like to release them back into the wild or teach people about education and conservation in this area. We've got volunteers here who are doing jewelry sales, lots of different donations. We have lots of different programs that you can donate to. We've got a monthly donor program. We also have a corporate sponsorship program, and then we also have a wish list donation drive. These items are what we need at the refuge to be able to take care of the animals, so that way that refuge actually doesn't have to pay for them. So we accept in-kind donations, regular funding, and also corporate sponsorships. We're also looking for additional funds to move to the new site at Eagles Roost. Eagles Roost is a 20-acre property that the refuge is going to be moving from East Orlando and expanding their operations and development. So we'll be able to take in more animals, care for more animals, and provide additional education and conservation in the community. This is Crash. He's a gopher tortoise. He's a Florida native species. He's actually a threatened species in the state of Florida. They were just uplisted in 2007 from species of special concern to threatened. And as you can see, he was hit by a vehicle. He came into the refuge a couple years ago. He had very significant damage on his shell, and he couldn't walk because his vertebrae had been compromised and his back feet did not work at all. But he, after 2 years of intense rehabilitation and lots of love, he is now a permanent resident at Back to Nature Wildlife Refuge. He cannot be released into the wild because, although he is kicking his legs pretty good right now, when he walks, he drags his legs a little bit since he still has some spinal damage. And also in here, even though he's healed, it's actually still, the predators can still get to him, so it's still compromised. But I don't want to stress him out anymore, but this is Crash. And he eats herbaceous, grasses, and plants, and he makes his home permanently at Back to Nature Wildlife Refuge. He's an educational ambassador, and he's one of the animals that stays and lives at the refuge because they cannot be released back into the wild. All of the animals, the goal is to release them back into the wild, but the ones like Crash and several other animals at the refuge are actually residents now. We use them for educational ambassadors to teach the community what to do when they see threatened species, what to do with injured animals, and also for conservation.